like the springtime smoke wise with mine. We're gonna look at my pill pack today and see what Hey lovely, welcome back to another week with the Trippy Drip creator. It's your girl, Diamond Drip. On August 2nd, I went through a clinical trial experience, and in that trial, they were evaluating the effects of psilocybin or magic mushrooms and its effect on people with bipolar 2 disorder. Historically, with mushrooms and people with bipolar disorder, while it was thought that the mushrooms would help the depressive symptoms of bipolar 2, a lot of scientists and psychologists kind of wearied against it because they thought that the euphoria effects of the magic mushrooms would trigger a manic episode in people with bipolar 2. When I came out of my experience with the clinical trial, I felt an overall sense of calm and just more self-compassion, which were two things that I was really hoping to get out of the trial. Since August 2nd, I'm happy to report that generally, for the most part, I have maintained those same feelings of calm, those same feelings of self-forgiveness, and I've made it a priority to spend time with my family more, specifically my 5-year-old daughter, and that was one of the unexpected lessons that came out of my trial experience. Now, I said mostly because also this week I started my period, and so with my period specifically, I get really hormonal, and that causes me to be really irritable. And so I had hoped that the calmness and that self-forgiving nature from the mushroom experience would bleed over into my period PMS week of hell. And it did not. It was easier to remain calm, I think, because of the mushrooms, but I still was irritable. I still kind of had a little bit of fatigue and that I didn't really want to do anything. And so in that regard, I was kind of disappointed that the mushrooms didn't help more. But at the end of the day, the mushrooms were supposed to help the overall brain function and helping the depression, which it has. And hormones are just hormones. That estrogen, that testosterone, progesterone, all of that stuff, it has its own set of rules apparently. So what are we getting into today? I have really 3 main things that bother me on a daily or weekly basis. Those 3 things are my bipolar 2 disorder, which I mentioned, my IBS or irritable bowel syndrome, and allergies. We're gonna look at my pill pack today and see what kinds of things do I do in terms of making my own medicine naturally to help these ailments that I have. All right, so the first couple of things I'm going to talk about aren't necessarily pills that I make, but this is one of the natural remedies that I use. This is the IB Guard that I was referring to. So what the IB Guard does is, imagine your gut is angry, and so everything's inflamed, everything's irritated, and so what the IB Guard does is it's a capsule filled with mostly ultra purified peppermint oil and a little bit of menthol content. But what the peppermint oil does is it gets into the digestive tract, and once your stomach digests the capsules, that ultra purified peppermint oil acts as a calming agent to your angry gut, and it helps it calm down so that those spasms that cause cramps and make your IBS flare up are lessened, essentially. So it makes it so that your gut, which was once angry, is now happy. The second thing in my pill pack is also something that I don't make, but it is the allergy medicine. With the allergy medicine and then with Navage, I'm pretty sure I've talked about Navage before. I might do a whole situation dedicated to Navage, but the allergy medicine once a day and Navage when I really need it or feel like I need it help keep my allergies at bay. All right, now we're getting into the part of the pills that I actually make. So with these guys, this is going to be the Rodalia rosea, and this is lion's mane powder. I will either buy the lion's mane powder on Amazon, or sometimes I will go to Whole Foods and they have these little boxes with like fancy mushrooms. Sometimes they have the box full of just all lion's mane mushrooms, and I'll cut those into slivers and just pop them in the dehydrator and dehydrate them and then grind them up to make my own lion's mane powder. For obvious reasons, sometimes I just buy the powder because it is a lot to go buy the lion's mane mushrooms and then dehydrate them and then put them in the grinder and then have to make capsules with them. So, I mean, it really just depends. Now, the lion's mane itself is great for cognitive function. It's great for stoner brain, for like your short-term memory. It helps you remember things. The turkey tail and the lion's mane mushrooms specifically are really great if you make them into a supplement for people with like dementia or Alzheimer's, because it really helps improve that overall brain health, and some might even say that it helps repair it a little bit by connecting those new neural pathways. So the lion's mane mushroom I use for cognitive function, and I also use it because it helps boost mood as well. So I take one of the lion's mane mushroom capsules, and I also take one of the Rodalia rosea. And so with the Rodalia rosea, if you'll see that it's great for helping with mood stability. And so that's one of the reasons why I got it in the first place, and I started implementing it into my daily regimen, and I've kept it there because I actually have noticed an improvement over the course of, I think it was like a week or 2 weeks. I've had it in my daily supplements for a while now, but I think it was over the course of 1 week or 2 weeks that I really started to see a difference. The last thing in my pill pack is not in any official capacity or anything. These are my personal microdosing. With the microdose capsules, I took the Blue Meanie strain mushrooms, dried mushrooms, and I put those into a grinder and I just ground them up real fine and then made my own capsules with those. So with the microdosing capsules, I use the size 00, which is kind of a bigger size. And so the capsules by themselves empty weigh about 0.12, and once I put the mushroom powder in them, they go up to about 0.43, 0.45, somewhere around there. So there's about 0.30 thereabouts active psilocybin mushrooms in the capsules, which falls right in line with that microdosing recommendation. The microdosing was a new implementation, old but also new. I tried microdosing last year, but this time I'm trying it a little closer to my hero dose experience that I had with the trial, because I really want to see what the continued implementation of the healing power of magic mushrooms will yield for me in terms of mood stability. So far, since implementing microdosing after my hero dose with the clinical trial, I've noticed significant improvement. Granted, it's a little skewed this week because of the irritability and everything with my period, but overall, I really do notice that same sense of calm. I've really felt inspired to make more art pieces, which was something that I was kind of struggling with before my magic mushroom experience. And so with the implementation of the microdosing, it's helping the continued benefits of what I gained from the trial, and it's also helping me in new ways because it's really just maintaining that level kind of happiness activation of the dormant serotonin receptors in your brain in the same way that whatever medicine they were prescribed to me for being bipolar and having significant issues with the depression from my bipolar, whether that's feelings of sadness or feelings of insomnia, microdosing has really helped me tremendously. So that is my pill pack. Those are things that I take every day, well, mostly every day. I take the Rodelia rosea and the lion's mane every day. I take the IB guard every other day. I take the allergy medicine every day. Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday are the days that I take the microdosing mushroom capsules. It's recommended that you don't do it every day because then your body will build up a tolerance to it. But just a few days a week, every other day, will definitely get it in your system, and it'll get you those benefits of well-being. That's all I have for you this week, guys. Thank you so much for your time, attention, and support, and I will catch you on the flip side.